to the video studio. Pretty excited today because we're going to be shooting our video about why to do video in the new video studio. How many times can I say video in one sentence? People that are successful marketers are using video in their marketing campaigns today. And if you're sitting on the fence waiting to see if it works, you're going to be doing the same thing you did with websites, watching everybody else succeed, watching everybody else get the business because you're playing it safe. The book I wrote that we'll be talking about today, and I'm just finished editing, is How to Get Found on YouTube. Probably shouldn't do that while I'm driving. But this is the book that we're working on. This will be available to everybody that signs up for the webinar. You know, Jim and I decided to move and upgrade to this video studio because we just couldn't do everything that we wanted to do in the other one that we were at. So 1,000 square foot video studio now. You can do pretty much anything in there. Conveniently located right here. Getting pictures put up on the wall now, but it's just so beautiful and vibrant. He's just done such a great job here.
Tom.
Jimmy Daly.
Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it.
No
We've
problem.
got a lot to learn today.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me.
So
and here's our new book.
Finally. It's finally here. 9 months in the making.
Awesome. You ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Hello and welcome to the Jimmy Daly Show. Today we have a very special guest with us. It's Tom Foster, the founder, president, and CEO of Foster Web Marketing. Tom is an attorney web marketing guru, knows all there is to know about marketing for attorneys on the internet. And today we have a very special topic, and that's video. But first of all, Tom, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Jimmy. Good to be here, buddy.
So the first thing I need to know, Tom, is why are lawyers flying in from all across the country right here to your studio in Fairfax, Virginia to do their videos?
Because we're helping them get cases through video. This entire video studio was designed to help lawyers get cases. So really, what lawyers need to understand, Jimmy, is video is the new frontier. I mean, you know, websites were the thing to do a few years back, and obviously they still are. But video is the new opportunity. So for lawyers that waited too long to get a website and are trying to play catch up now, those are the guys that should be jumping on video 100%.
So right now, 2011 is kind of like the gold rush of video.
Exactly. And so if you're doing video now, you have a greater opportunity to be found than obviously if you're going to wait another 2 or 3 years to see if it, you know, takes hold. You're going to be playing catch up with, you know, just like you are on the website. So let me show you some examples of videos that successful lawyers are doing.
Great, let's take a look.
Have you been wondering what happens if I don't have a will? Well, if you do a will, you get to pick who gets the money, who's the executor, when do they get the money. For example, if you don't have a will, it goes to a child when they're 18, probably not the best. You get to decide who manages the money for that child in the meantime. You get to make all of these decisions, and you get to do the tax planning. Who thinks that if you don't do it, the government's going to arrange your affairs to reduce the tax to the minimum? It's not going to happen. And that's what happens sometimes. We have people come to us, and we could do the best that we can for them, but when there's no will and there's no tax planning, often the taxes can be much higher than they needed to be. The estate administration could be much more complex, and the money goes to somebody that you didn't want it to go to.
Hi, this is Virginia personal injury attorney Ben Glass with an alert from our office. If you've been injured in an accident and you've got an ongoing case, you better be watching out for your Facebook account. There now have been several instances across the country of insurance companies getting into these accounts, looking at your pictures and videos, and using those against you. Our first rule is you always have to be honest. Tell your lawyer what your activity level is. Don't try to hide anything. But if you're out there posting pictures and videos on Facebook showing you running, jumping, skiing, anything like that. I guarantee you, no matter how secure you think that is, they're going to find it. And that's our tip of the day from Ben Glass Law.
So here we are in the studio, and what we did was we just cut away to watch videos that we've already produced. So we're actually taking those videos that we've already produced and are putting them within this video.
It's pretty cool stuff. Tom and I have been practicing this all day, and we're finally ready for this live webinar. So right now, you don't know it, but there's actually videos playing like right here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's magical.
Tom, those videos were fantastic. Not only were they interesting, but they were they looked great. They were professionally produced. But what I need to know is, why is video such a powerful tool for lawyers in particular?
Well, you know, one thing that you should know, really, I mean, video is a powerful tool for lawyers, sure, and we're going to get into all that, but how did that get there? You know, how did we become a video age? And that's really because of one company, YouTube. I mean, YouTube is the one that made video available to all consumers. And so, you know, it was the catalyst for the technology that pushed, because we've been doing videos for years, and it wasn't really until YouTube adopted video, or until YouTube came on the scene, that everyone started using video. And you know, lawyers that are doing it now and lawyers that capitalized on it earlier are the ones that are being successful now. And then what happened was Google bought YouTube. And now Google's the #1 search engine. YouTube is the #2 search engine.
It's funny that you mentioned YouTube and lawyers in the same sentence. I think of YouTube as a place where people watch silly videos like the double rainbow guy. Is video really for lawyers?
Of course. I mean, like, you know, a lot of people think that YouTube is just for kids and stuff like that. A lot of people think that social media is for kids, the internet's for kids, but obviously that's not correct. There's major companies pouring a lot of money into putting videos on YouTube, putting videos on their website. All major corporations have video now. I don't understand why lawyers still are not doing it. It doesn't really make any sense. It's a common misconception for people to think that YouTube's only for kids.
Do you have any data to prove that it's not just for kids?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, let's bring up this graphic that shows the demographics of people that are on YouTube. So here you go. One of the first things that's huge is like the income of an average YouTube user is $74K. They're 33 years old, 71% of them are employed, and 69% of them went to college. So really, those are your primary clients. Those are the clients that lawyers are looking for. So you need to be there where they are.
Yeah, I think lawyers definitely want to get in front of that audience, but you're making it sound pretty easy, and I don't think it is quite that easy. If I just throw my videos up on YouTube, can I expect the phone to start ringing on Monday morning?
Well, you know what? That's what a lot of lawyers have done in the past. You know, they've just said, oh yeah, this is easy. They've gotten their video camera that they, you know, use for Christmas or whatever, and they set it up, or they have the receptionist do it or whatever. They got their law library in the back, or, you know, horrible sound, horrible, you know, video quality, and they throw it up on YouTube, and it doesn't get them anything because it's horribly done, and they think that video doesn't work. So it's the same, you know, deal as when if they produced a website a few years ago and never did anything for the website, just created a static website of their logo and it talked all about them. They got nothing from it. They assumed that the web wasn't working either. Can't tell you how many conversations I have with clients, lawyers that started a website, it didn't work, and now they're like, well, holy cow, I must have been doing something wrong. These are the same people that need to understand that just because you did a video and it didn't get anything does not mean that the video revolution does not work. Some of the things that lawyers need to understand about video is, one, you have to create quality video that people want to watch, right? Two, you need to be able to optimize that video so people will find it. And three, you need to syndicate it. You need to do it more than once. Like, just adding one video about your firm isn't going to do anything. So you need to be able to syndicate the video too, just like web content.
So let me stop you here for a second, Tom. You mentioned the word optimization. Do you mean like SEO?
Yeah. Search engine optimization. Search engine optimization for content works the same for video. We call it video optimization. So it's about creating content that people are looking for, not what you want to put out there, but creating content that people are looking for. It's no different for video than it is for regular content.
So what I think you're saying is that the search engines can't actually understand what's going on inside the video. You got to tell them. So should I just transcribe the audio of my video and put it in the description? Is that optimization?
Well, it's not really that simple. I mean, in some cases you might be able to get away with that, but For most lawyers, they talk on and on and on and on, and most of their videos are 3, 4, 5 minutes long. And so in that case, you can't even put that much information in a description of a video. So that's not going to optimize it. You need to summarize what's going on in the video. But let's keep this simple. You know, what I got here is I got a couple things that you need to think about when you are creating video. So let's put these up on the screen.
Pay attention, everybody. This is good stuff.
Pay attention!
Number one, think about what is my potential client searching for, or what are they interested in? All right? That's one thing that you need to think about. Number two, what would I type in a search engine to find the information if I was looking for a lawyer?
So maybe even go find someone that's not a lawyer and test this with them. See what they type in.
That's a great idea. I mean, like, go get somebody that has no idea, your friend or whatever, and watch what they type in. That's what we tell a lot of our clients. Watch what people type into search engines, because attorneys tend to type in the same thing, you know, that they're going to search for their own competition, you know, Virginia accident attorney, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's in the long tail search, and we're going to get into that a little bit. So the other thing that you want to think about is, how can I set my video apart from other videos with the title? You know, you want to have people find you specifically. How can you set yourself apart? And then the last thing, what lingo or verbiage would a layman use when searching for this video? And that's exactly what you're talking about. Go find a staff member that doesn't know the legal language that you use, that you're going to write all, you know, that you typically write your legal briefs about, and those are designed for other lawyers or for the judge, but not for regular people.
Now, Tom, I'm sure there's rules and guidelines about this. Can you tell us a little bit about how exactly we should optimize our videos?
So first, let's talk about the most important thing with video optimization. There's three things. The most important thing is the video title. So in this example that we've got here up in front of you, this is by a good buddy of ours, Bob Battle, who's a video client that comes up here and does this video syndication with us. Also, we do his website. So this question, how do I avoid a speeding conviction in Fairfax, Virginia? That is a specific question that people ask him. That's why he's done that. Now look, what else is in this? Is that it's coming up in a specific Google search. We're not even on YouTube. We're in Google. And look, it's #1 for that search. It shows the thumbnail of the video, and it shows a link to the video on his website.
And what's really interesting is that it's actually above all the text content. It's the very, very first thing.
That's a great point. And what you need to understand, what everybody needs to understand, is that if your video, if it's optimized correctly, is 50 times more likely to show up in organic search results than your article.
That's amazing. So really the competition on YouTube for lawyer videos is not as high as it is for text content. Another reason that lawyers need to get on this now. So Tom, you mentioned there were three things. What's the second thing that we need to know about video optimization?
Well, the second thing is the summary of the video, the description of the video. First of all, you have 250 words today. That may change, but you need to summarize that video. An important note is that you should have the domain name or the URL to your website at the very beginning of that video, or the description of that video. That's going to help you out a lot. You want to make sure that you have some keywords in that video description as well. Not too much. You want it to be natural and organic.
So you need to think like a search engine, but also a searcher.
Exactly. Just like with content, you need to think about optimization for search engines and conversion for someone that's going to get there.
That makes sense. And what's the third thing that we need to think about?
Well, the third thing that a lot of people don't think about and make the mistake of not dealing with or doing is tags. And you see here on the screen, these tags is what Bob used on his video to optimize this video. So tags are just single words that describe the video, just in single words. And so what YouTube does and what blogs do or whatever, they put these tags together, these single words, to come up with the full search term that someone might type in. So another important rule is don't use more than 8 to 10 per video. Don't use things that are not in the video, and don't repeat words over and over again.
So just keep it relevant?
Yep, keep it relevant to the video.
Dude, how'd that segment go, man?
That was pretty awesome. These producers really know what they're doing.
That was a Camtasia video that you did earlier to show how the website looks, so you can see that we're using Camtasia videos within our own video here. The script was great. Austin of the Fairfax Video Studio helped us put together the script. That's another process that we do for our clients, is help them script it out. So, you know, we take care of all this stuff, but, you know.
We couldn't have done it without Austin. This stuff is there's so much, and we can't remember all of it.
And so, you know, like if you look at this, see, we've got the questions that Jimmy's asking, and then we've got me answering the questions. We just bullet it out, and then we have what we want you know, if we want other videos to play or if we're trying to show something else. So we're just storyboarding exactly what we're going to be doing here.
Now that was pretty cool what our producers did right there. But Tom, I need to ask you, now that I have my videos on the web and now they're optimized, people are watching them, what now? How do I get them to actually contact my office and hopefully turn one of these into a case?
Well, that's really important, right? I mean, that's what we're doing.
That's what it's all about.
So that's what you can't forget to do, what a lot of lawyers forget to do. They get so focused on, you know, getting the video done that they forget to do the most important thing, which is the call to action. Tell people what to do. They make the same mistake on websites. So don't make the same mistake on your videos. You need to have a call to action. You need to tell someone something to do after they watch the video or during the video. There's a lot of clever ways to do call to action. Let's show some of these here.
If you or a loved one finds yourself in a serious accident and you don't know what to do, you come to the right place. I have a team dedicated just to helping you with those types of cases. You can find a lot of information on this website as a good starting point, and we will send you more free information, anything that you would need to know to make an informed decision. In many cases, you can handle the case on your own. But when it becomes difficult, we're here for you, and we can help you with the case and help you get a resolution that will maximize the compensation and get you what you deserve.
I don't want you to be taken advantage of by a car insurance company like they tried to take advantage of me. So we wrote a free book to give you information. A woman on drugs driving on the wrong side of the road hit me head on. Her insurance company was at my house in days trying to settle before I knew the extent of my injuries. So before you sign any papers or even hire a lawyer, read this book. You can get it for free at zqlawyers.com or call us for questions. I'm Daytona Beach lawyer Ron Zimmett.
Now, what's the best call to action that you guys use?
Well, for lawyers, books really work. And really, it's because people are looking for more information from lawyers. So when a lawyer produces a book that basically says, this is workers' compensation for, you know, the state of Virginia, the people that are interested in that information, workers' comp, are going to get that book.
So I think I understand the call to action, but I'm still not sure I understand why video is a better conversion tool than a blog or some other kind of internet advertisement. What is it about video that really sets it apart?
I think that the most important thing about video that sets it apart is the trust factor. Because simply by doing a video, by having your face on video, by communicating, can develop trust. And we're a very untrusting world right now. And you know, here's some stats that we'll show you. A survey conducted in 2010 revealed that the American public trusts only 14% of advertisements they receive. 14%.
That's not very much, and I have to imagine that lawyers are leading that pack. I don't think people really trust lawyers.
People don't trust lawyers at all. And so it's really important that lawyers use this media to change that, to help people trust them, because lawyers are normal people just like everybody else. You know, they're just doing their job. And it's funny because people might talk bad about lawyers when they don't need them, but when they need them, they're their best friend. And so this is another thing that you should know for all you lawyers that are out there like blasting ads and screaming and stuff like that. 59% of the American public agrees with this statement. Companies are only interested in selling products and services to me, not necessarily the product or service that is right for me.
But hold on a second, Tom. Wouldn't that include the lawyer videos that we're encouraging them to make?
Well, that's a good question. But that's my point, is that most lawyers themselves are pushing all about them, all about their success, all about what they do, instead of speaking to what consumers want. And this is really important to know because here's another statistic. Studies show that 73% of the global public strongly agrees that companies that are providing valuable information help them make better consumer choices.
So really it's not advertising at all. It's just providing information and positioning themselves as an expert in their field.
When people come talk to lawyers, what are they looking for?
They're looking for information.
They're looking for information, answers to their questions.
And they want as much of it for free as possible.
Right. It's not that complicated. It's no different than asking, instead of having someone come to your office, they can check out your video, ask you the same question, right? And if you answer the question the way that they want, they're going to hire you. So in a way that you're almost skipping a whole step.
Tom, I never thought of it that way. These videos really aren't advertisements at all. They're just free information that help to position these guys as experts in their field.
Jimmy, there's no one way to produce an effective video. There's lots of different ways to produce good videos. Here's an example of one that Fairfax Video Studio did a few months ago to answer the question that we're asking right now.
Let's take a look.
Cases. It's all about cases. That's what lawyers want, is cases. But you can't just think that you're going to throw up a website and people are just going to flood you with cases. You have to provide good information to create a bond or a connection with that visitor to your website, so that that you can continue to contact them with information about your firm and whatnot, because people are just not going to hire you the first time that they come to your website. They're looking for choices.
What it took to get on page 1 5 years ago just won't cut it anymore. You need to be blasting relevant, interesting content every day.
Video is a big piece, huge piece of what you need on your website. A call to action, a free offer, a report, information of some sort, to compel people to contact you whether or not they're ready to hire you as a lawyer, but it gives them another choice to contact you in a way that's less binding.
The reason that you need so much content on your website is because Google is hungry. So assuming that your content is relevant and interesting, that's going to boost your rankings and search results. You have competitors that are offering the same exact services that you are, so you need to be posting more content than they are all the time.
Video is important because it can be a great marketing tool. I mean, not everyone needs to use video, but for businesses nowadays that want to market their services, they ought to think about using video, especially against their competition that probably doesn't have it.
We've seen many lawyers that, if they're doing video the right way, which is to answer the question that people are asking, are getting big cases through video.
Social media right now is the best way for you to interact with your clients. So you can post something on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, people can comment or like it. And the great thing about social media is that there are always ways to include links back to the pages that you want people viewing. So you can be syndicating your blogs and your articles to your social media sites with links back to those posts. And that's one of the biggest ways that we get views on pages. And so once they're there, you have to have the right information and you have to include a call to action.
From the moment I signed the contract up through now has been great. Everybody I deal with, on the design team, to the content team, the video team, everybody has been A1 professionals. My website is looking like I want it to look. I'm finally proud of my website. I get more cases from it, which is kind of the main deal, but also it's informative, it looks good, and couldn't be happier.
Tom, that video was awesome. Was that shot on location or was that here in the studio?
That actually was shot on location in a hotel. See, that really proves the point that we can shoot anywhere, anyhow, any way that you need it, as a matter. Okay, so another way lawyers are getting great cases that we advise, another way that they're doing it is by attaching it to breaking news or news stories. Just like we advise lawyers to get Google alerts, to make sure that they're writing blog posts about breaking news and information that relates to them. The same thing is true of video. And so here's an example of a video that we did last year around the same time about a very important subject that was going on. And we actually used spokesmodels to do this video, so check it out.
While 9/11 is a tragedy we will always remember in our country's history, some individuals are reminded of this event on a daily basis. Many people who were involved in the cleanup efforts of Ground Zero and the surrounding areas, or were among the first responders, have been forced to deal with significant repercussions from this disaster. Countless workers have suffered from injuries and medical conditions associated with 9/11, such as lung disease, asthma, and other respiratory disorders. For many injured workers, there is finally some relief. Now that President Obama has signed the Zadroga 9/11 Health and Compensation Act, a wide range of 9/11 first responders and cleanup workers will qualify for benefits under the Victim Compensation Fund. The Zadroga 9/11 Act is designed to provide financial compensation for those workers and responders who were exposed to dangerous toxins and became ill as a result. The law office of Markov and Mittman knows what it was like to experience the horror of 9/11, As New York lawyers, they walked through the cloud of dust after the attack and experienced firsthand the soot and fumes. They were passionate about helping first responders and workers who were involved in 9/11. Their lawyers have extensive knowledge of Zadroga claims. For more information, call the law office of Markov and Mittman today or fill out the online contact form.
Tom, that's a really good idea. So that way you're inserting yourself into the news and gaining traffic from searches people are already doing anyways.
Exactly. And, you know, people are doing this stuff anyway. They're adding blog posts about this information, right? They're adding news articles about that. But what we're doing is we're adding video at the same time. So not only are we doing a press release, blog post, and articles about it, we're also adding a video. If you notice, this video comes up still on page 1 for searches about it.
And there's one thing I would like to note about this is that there is no such thing as news that does not involve lawyers. So you just have to get creative.
Now here's another video example that's kind of a touchy subject that Ben Glass has done. Let's check this one out.
Hi, this is Ben Glass with a short message on contingency fees for Virginia accident cases. I met a guy a couple days ago who was dissatisfied with the services he was getting from his lawyer. We were giving him a second opinion. We looked at the fee agreement that he had signed, and I was shocked to find that for a simple automobile case, this guy was charging 40% of the recovery. That's outrageous.
So in this video that we just watched, Ben is providing very specific information and unique information about a specific question. So it's very narrow focused.
Tom, you mentioned that it's narrow focus. Doesn't that mean there's a smaller target audience? Don't we want a lot of views on the videos?
Exactly. And you know what? That's a great thing to say. I'm glad you brought that up. Do we want a lot of views on the videos? You know, sure, we all want our videos to go viral, but you know, that's really unrealistic thinking that a lawyer video is going to go viral. You know, this isn't babies talking and, you know, a good-looking Old Spice commercial with a dude like going through all these different scenarios. I mean, those are very creative. It's not to say that a lawyer can't do that, but you need to be committed to making a viral video like that. But a lawyer talking about workers' comp is not going to go viral, so be realistic.
It's really about quality more than quantity.
Right, it's about quality over quantity. Always it's about quality over quantity. So as long as you're delivering the right information to that person that's looking for that, then you most likely will get a call from that person. You know, we've had some clients that have had maybe 10, 20 views on their videos and are getting millions of dollars worth of business just from those views. So you can't really just say, wow, I've only got, you know, 5 views, video doesn't work. You know, if you're just producing one video out there and you've got 5 views, yeah, video is not going to work for you. That's why syndicating lots of videos often is the key, just like it's the key to content.
So like you said, Tom, if the videos are going to be specific, you're going to need to have a lot of them because people are searching for all kinds of different terms.
Right, and you know, the advice that I give all lawyers is go down your frequently asked questions list and just start pumping out videos about all the questions that people ask you that you're like, gosh, you know, I got to answer this question again. You know, I still have to answer the question, what is search engine optimization? What's a page title? You know, I've been answering that question for 12 years, but people still ask it. Just because I know it, that doesn't mean that everyone else knows it.
Right. I mean,
there's new people coming all the time.
These are really softball toss questions for a lawyer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Tom, that will make sense to me. So my videos are up on YouTube. I got them on my website. How else can I distribute them?
Just because you have them on YouTube and your website, that doesn't mean you're done. I mean, you got to have that, that's for sure. But don't forget about the big pink elephant in the corner, which is what all lawyers are pretty scared of, and that's social media. I mean, Facebook and Twitter are critical tools that you need to have in your arsenal to get your content and your videos out. And so, you know, you really need to be thinking about that. You need to make sure that your social media stuff is in place so that your videos can be placed on your Facebook and Twitter so people are talking about them. Here's another thing that you should know, Jimmy. What do you think is the biggest pusher of video?
I would have to say mobile phones right now.
Exactly. I mean, when the iPhone came out, it changed everything. And when iPhone came out, the day that it came out, the iPhone 4 with videos in it, there was like it was an increase of 400% of videos uploaded that day. So mobile is driving video on the web. So I hope you have a mobile website too. So here's really, you know, a little quick discussion about social media. Really, guys, you have to know that you got to be playing in the social media game. That is really changing the way that companies are interacting with their clients. You know, clients are going to their Facebook page, they're liking their Facebook page, or paying attention to what's going on there. It's another way that you can put information out there for people to get it. And remember, if you make a comment on someone else's page, your friends see that comment. And so you want to, if you made a comment about a video on a lawyer's Facebook page, and your friend sees it, you might not need a lawyer, but your friend might need that lawyer. And if he sees that, he'll be like, wow. So it's another referral source that most lawyers don't even know about, don't even utilize. There's very few that are really taking advantage of social media the way that they should. Remember we talked about trust? Right. And how tough it was for lawyers? Really, social media is a great tool for reputation management, okay? Here's a great stat. 70% of web users trust opinions posted online by other consumers. So if someone makes a positive comment on one of your videos, you just received a powerful testimonial.
But do you think that people really want to engage with lawyers on Facebook and Twitter?
It's a fact. Here, I'll show you some examples right here. Here's some comments that people have made on lawyers' videos. Here's one right here on Bob Battle's video that he did about the breathalyzer. So here's a positive comment there. And here's another one. This one really surprised me. This is a comment that was on Ben Glass's video about someone asking Ben through his video if he would represent them. That's pretty cool.
Wow, Tom, that is a ton of information, almost too much to soak in all at once. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to cut to a commercial that we talked about before. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the 5 things you can take away today to start using video in your business right away.
Okay, so we're not really cutting to a commercial. We are cutting to a commercial, but don't go anywhere because this is not like a real commercial. Well, it is a real commercial, right, Jim? This is the Chevy commercial that we're working on right now in the video studio. Now, what's really cool about this is that this was done here in the green screen and on location using all kinds of cool stuff, so check it out.
So you're in the market for a new Chevrolet. Great choice, but where to buy? Wouldn't it be great to find a dealer that already knows the most popular models, colors, and options, and has the best inventory and selection of new Chevrolets in Maryland, DC, and Virginia? Discover Country Chevrolet in Warrenton, where we'll save you time by always stocking the Chevy you want. Country Chevrolet, Route 29 in Warrenton, or 24/7 at we'vegotyyourchevy.com. The right Chevy, right now.
Hey guys, let's take a little tour. I want to show you real quick the studio. The lights up here. It's a big process. You notice that the walls are smoothed out, all so that we can have a nice clean green screen all the way around 3 walls. What do you guys think?
I think it's awesome. I mean, this is such a very, very, very cool project. As a matter of fact, when we first walked in here, you really have a hard time realizing the depth of the green screen. I walked into the wall the first time I came back here and checked it out. Remember that? But I mean, this is really...
That was pretty funny.
This is really just the beginning. And we're really looking forward to being able to do a lot of stuff in here that we couldn't do in the smaller space.
Cool. Well, time's running short. Let's get back to it. All right, guys?
Welcome back, everybody. So Tom, tell us, what can we do today? Can you give us the 5 tips that we can start implementing right now to get cases with video?
Jimmy, I'll do you one better than that. I'm going to give you 6 tips, all right? Number 1, video is an extremely effective conversion tool when done correctly. If you do a junky job on it, you're going to get junky results. Number 2, frequency or syndication of the video, and that message, whatever the message is in the video, is extremely important. So do your homework and make sure that you're talking about what people want to hear about. All right? Think about the 10 things that people ask you the most. Number 3, optimization or video optimization is a key to getting your videos found and getting in front of your potential clients. So don't just do the video and pop it up there and expect it to work. It needs to be optimized. The other big thing is, do not think that YouTube is going away. Don't make that mistake. YouTube is the 2nd largest search engine. It's owned by Google. And your clients use it to find products and services. Your clients are looking for you there, and if you're not in that space, they're going to find your competition. Here's a big thing too. Video builds trust in an untrusting world. It'll help build trust for you from your potential clients. Jimmy, here's the last big tip, social media. If you're not involved in social media, you got to be there. It is driving video sharing. By adding video to your Facebook, to Twitter, where a whole nother audience is viewing you, will guarantee you get views on your video.
That's great stuff, Tom. Thank you so much for being here today. I think we all learned a lot. Now the key is to start putting it into action. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jimmy.
So everyone that registered for the webinar, we're going to send you a free hard copy of our brand new book that Tom and I wrote together. It's called The Small Business Guide to YouTube, How to Get Found by the World's Most Aggressive Internet Users and Never Miss Another Lead Again. If you'd like to share that book with a friend, just send them over to youneedyoutube.com. And this video will be hosted at videoforsmartlawyers.com forever. So send your friends there, they can watch it, and they can get all this great information also. And one last thing is to keep an eye out for an email that's going to be coming from us, a very special offer from the Fairfax Video Studio. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Jimmy Daly Show.
See, that was a great call to action.
Hey, Austin.
Hey, Ben, how you doing? Welcome to the new studio.
Hey, wow, this looks really terrific. I'm here to shoot just a couple of videos today, but man, let me just look around. This is so cool, so much bigger than the old studio.
That's right, yeah, we really got a lot more versatility with the new place. We're very happy about it, and I'm glad that you're here right now because Jimmy and Tom are actually doing a webinar right now for lawyers talking about video, so it's a perfect time for you to come in and get some of your video done, but let's be quiet.
This is the video for the local lawyers, the webinar. Terrific. Exactly. Well, let's peek in. I'll be quiet.
Absolutely. So this is the new green screen studio.
That's really cool. No more hanging up screens in hotel rooms like they did in the old days.
That's right. No, those days are over. But yeah, they're doing talking about the power of video for lawyers, and so we're giving this information out there, trying to let people know what's going on here at the Fairfax Video Studio.
You know, the video has been very, very powerful for us. In fact, the deposition I'm going to in about 25 minutes is a case I got from one of the videos I shot at the old studio with Jim.
Oh wow!
And it's just, we've been using it for years on our Foster site. And it's just really powerful. I get most of my cases from our website.
That's fantastic. So did you bring in some scripts today to do with Jim, or are you just going to freelance?
I never have any scripts. I got a couple of ideas in my head. We'll write them on the floor, and we can shoot usually with Jim maybe 15 videos in 20 minutes. They'll all be perfect first time, and we'll load them up over time. But it's been really, really good for us.
Well, it's fantastic. We're going to be able to do a lot more, cooler things with the new studio than we were able to do with the old one. So it'll allow us, for some more versatility, make your videos look different than the ones before.
I see a lot of neat ideas, including sort of interview formats. So that'll be really, really fun.
We're practicing that right now, and we're honing our skills as far as that's concerned. So it looks like they're finishing up, and we're going to be able to start with your videos right now. Knock them out.
You guys done? Hey Tom, man, I love your new place, buddy.
Thanks, bro.
This looks really cool. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. Really come a long ways from the hotel rooms we were in.
For sure. Jim and I used to do those. So what are you here shooting video?
I've got about 20 minutes. I'm going to shoot a couple of videos. I've got some ideas, and of course we'll get them up next week over at the site. So.
Very good, bud. All right, well, let's get out of your way. It's all yours.
All right, man.
Good to see you, pal.
Talk to you later. All right, thank you, Tom.
Great job.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Awesome show, man.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, it's going to be good. Thanks, Devin.
Hey, Tom.
All right, Chris. All right, buddy.
Well done.
Thanks, Austin.
Yeah.
That was good.
Great job, Tom. Great job, Tom.
Dude.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
What's up, Dave? How's it going?
I had a client come in this week. Well, it's Monday, so it was last week. And we were meeting, we were talking, and then when we got to the end, I asked the question I always ask, which is, how did you come to find us? Were you referred by another attorney or by another advisor? And he said, oh, no, my wife's mom passed away, and I had all these questions, and I was trying to get answers for her. And, every time I would put in a question, every time a video of you would pop up and give the answer. So I thought that was fantastic. The videos have really, really been working for us. And in fact, I know you and I have got to get together soon and schedule some more. I'd love to get down and do some more of the 10-10-4 videos and some more of the videos that we're working on. They're doing a great job. They're a lot of value to clients. I think that's why clients love them. And people find out, they think, I think lawyers are afraid to use them because they're afraid that they can tell too much. But savvy and sophisticated and smart clients, when they learn this stuff, they're just better consumers of legal services. But it's very, very common for people to say, I'm hiring you because I got the information I needed from you.
That's so fantastic. So it's working.
Video's really accessible for people. I love it. I really love it.
Well, fantastic. Well, good job, Dave. Thanks for calling me up and letting me know about it. I appreciate you telling me.
No problem. Hey, Tom, thank you. This stuff is awesome.
All right, buddy. Talk to you soon. See you next week then.
Yeah, I'll see you next week, and we'll get set up for some more video then.
All right, pal. Take it easy.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So you see, guys, you really need to get this book. It works. Dave Freeze, he's a planning and estates attorney in Pennsylvania. Personal injury attorneys are using it. All kinds of people are using it. Get this book. Download it now. Well, actually, we'll send you a hard copy of it. It will help you get business.